Hey guys, Smelling Roses here. We're just down on the banks of the Dan River, just east of the city of Danville, in Pittsylvania County in southern Virginia. Alright, let's get out of here. Okay guys, so I was just recently tagged by Coyote238 and he's asking me to show you guys my 3 favorite woods knives, or bushcraft knives is the tag. Personally, I'll just go ahead and tell you guys I'm not really much of a knife guy or knife collector. I just see it as a tool. I look at it as more of a utilitarian item, a must-have for, operating in the woods, but I'm not a serious collector, and I don't really get into that too much. Likewise, I don't really consider myself a bushcrafter per se. The first knife I want to show you guys is this one here. Take a look at it. It's the Sharp brand. Now, I don't know much about this brand other than it's probably extremely cheap. I'd be willing to bet you could pick this knife up for 20 bucks, maybe less, probably $10. It's a very cheap knife. You can see it came with this leather sheath, and you can see it's pretty old and heavily used. The reason this knife is my favorite is not because of any super high quality knife, but this knife was given to me by my father. It was a gift from my dad, and it was probably the very first knife I owned. Certainly a fixed blade, knife of this size. I don't remember exactly when he gave it to me, but probably I was a teenager. And you can see I've used it quite a bit. And it does say that it's stainless, made in Taiwan, Sharp brand, but that's really all I know about it. It does look pretty cool with the nice wood handle, sort of the classic Bowie hunter style shape to the blade. But again, I know it's a very cheap, low quality knife, but it's priceless to me for its sentimental value. I know this right here is definitely my go-to knife, and if I could only have one blade of what you see here, this would be it. This is an Ontario knife. It's made in the USA. It's part of their Gen 2 Spec Plus line. It happens to be the SP46. You can see it's very thick blade. It is full tang, full flat grind. And again, this is another inexpensive knife. It's not very expensive, but it's high value. This is a very well constructed knife, very tough. I've put quite a bit of use into it already, and I just love it. It's a great knife. I need to replace the lanyard. The one that came on it broke, and I want to make a paracord lanyard for it. But this would be my go-to. If I could only have one blade, this would be it. Love this knife. This is definitely my favorite woods blade. And of course, these days you can't really be a bushcrafter if you don't have a Mora in your collection, or Mora kniv, I believe is the correct Swedish pronunciation. I probably butchered that, but did the best I could there. This happens to be a companion heavy duty. See, it has the thicker blade. This is a recent addition to my kit, and I haven't used it that much, so a bit hard to say that it's my favorite, but from what I have seen from using it, very tough little knife, very comfortable in the hand, very easy to work with and do small tasks. I've done some little bit of carving with it, and feather sticks and stuff like that. Works really well for that, and I've really enjoyed having this knife, and I've replaced this knife, which I used to carry all the time, I started leaving this behind on just short day hikes, and I put this Mora in my pack just for day hiking, because most of the time I don't need a large blade when I'm just out for a few hours or for a day, and this knife has served me very well in that capacity so far. Here's another cool little knife. Not a very expensive knife. You can see it's the Swiss Army style knife. This one only has 2 blades and a couple of other attachment, the little tools that fold out. But this knife has special meaning to me because way back, seems like a million years ago now, but way back in the early 1990s, I did a summer backpacking trip through Europe, and I had the opportunity to visit one of their facilities in Switzerland, and I was able to purchase this knife in Switzerland and brought it back from there. And I've used this knife quite a bit, and it's really held up very well for very small tasks, you know, around the house or whatnot. And I've really enjoyed having it. And again, since I did purchase this myself in Switzerland, again, it has some sentimental value. Here's another interesting tool that I have in my collection, and I don't know much about this. Again, it's probably a very cheap, no-name brand. You know, who knows where this thing came from. Sort of a hatchet, tomahawk style, I guess. And I doubt this is the original handle for it. This doesn't really look like a hatchet handle. You can see that someone has put some nails in the tip there. And when I got this, it was covered in dirt. I suspect someone was probably chopping roots with it. Again, I don't know much about it. It's probably not a very expensive or quality necessarily item, but again, it holds sentimental value to me. This was given to me by my brother, and I'm not sure where exactly he got it from, but I'm sure he got it from someone else in the family. So not sure how it got in our family or who has used it or for what purpose, but it's sort of been passed around the family, and now I have it. You can see the edge is really, not sure if you guys can see it in the video, but the edge there is just trashed. I've never used it. In fact, when my brother gave it to me, I just cleaned the dirt off of it, and I just sort of put it away in the closet and didn't really think about it much anymore until I got to thinking about this video, and I just thought I'd show it to you guys. And since I've been looking at it, it's pretty cool. I think I'm going to try to clean it up a little bit. I'm going to try to clean up the steel. I may try to repair the edges here. This one is especially damaged. I think I'm going to try to sharpen it, clean up the steel, and replace the handle. And it may even be a bit ambitious, but I'm actually even thinking about trying to make my own handle from you know, just a raw stick of wood. So we'll see about that. That might be a pretty cool project to get into at some point. I guess I'm supposed to tag at least 3 other people so that they can also show us their 3 favorite woods knives, or you know, your woods tools, axes, hatchets, whatever. I'm going to go ahead and tag Caveman Outdoors, Survivalist 2008, and WoodsTrekka. I'll put links to all those channels down in the description. You guys should check out all of those channels if you're not familiar with them. And if any of you guys have already been tagged for this, that's cool too. You can just show me where to find your video. But I hope you guys will take up this tag. Show us your 3 favorite bushcraft blades or woods blades. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks a lot for watching. As always, I appreciate all your views and support. Be sure to like my Facebook page, and you can also follow me on Twitter. Thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you on the trail.